For me, God was always a part of my life. By age 4, I had already formed an idea of what adults meant when they used the word God. Now, we were not a church-going family. I was an only child with a Catholic father and a Protestant mother. In early childhood until adolescence, I would think over what I was taught and what I heard in my occasional church visits about God and Jesus, and I was not able to reconcile the Bible and church teachings with my perceptions of what God was to me. I felt that God had to be a loving being. The Bible stories I was read told me he was controlling, angry, vengeful. My mother always warned me God would send me to hell if I was not good. The idea of my God doing this made absolutely no sense to me. As a young adult, I spent little time thinking about God the way I did when I was a child. Marriage, 2 actually, and 4 children, a career. It all kept me busy. But by my late 30s, God was creeping back into my consciousness, and a door opened, and I am very glad I stepped inside. It was in 1989 that I discovered the Urantia book and A Course in Miracles. I stayed with A Course in Miracles for about 3 years, but it did not ring true to me as did the Urantia book. At first, the Urantia book was simply an interesting read, but upon further investigation, I discovered many concepts and ideas that had already resided in my mind. Part 4 in particular was of immense value to me. I had always wanted to know Jesus better, as I suspected there was way more to the story of just his birth and death. Just too much was missing. I discovered that this Jesus was the most incredible human to ever walk the planet, and that to become even a little bit more like him was what I wanted most. The text of the Urantia book was almost like a confirmation of what I inherently believed as opposed to what I had been taught. After reading alone for about 7 years, I decided to form a study group to further my dedication to understanding the book, its concepts, and its apparent to me truths. As the group members came and went, I continued on. Now, I don't know if who I am today is a result of maturity, or the book, or both, but I do know that I have changed significantly. My approach to people, my compassion, and my intolerance of injustice have solidified. Moral choice is less of a choice and more of a subconscious reaction to things. I feel deeply for others not as blessed as myself, and the desire to share this magic, the book, is stronger than ever. I see a great hope for mankind, but sadly have resigned myself to the fact that the change will be slow and after my time here on earth. The fact will not stop me from sharing what I believe will become common knowledge in another 50 to 100 years. While I have spent over a quarter of a century reading and studying the Urantia book and many other theological and historically related texts, I am deeply saddened that my wife and children have simply no interest. I have learned to accept this fact, but I do hold hope that maybe in latter years, or after I am gone, my children or people I have shared with will carry my passion forward. I feel mankind has a bright future, but it is just so hard to see while we are locked in the material age. Years ago, I was asked to write a personal mission statement, and mine is simple. Quote, I hope to live my life in such a manner as that every person I meet will walk away from me taking something with them that they can better their lives. Unquote. In parting, I thank all that have taken but a few minutes of their life to listen to my story.